right, guys, what's going on? What is going on? Welcome to the Jim of All Trades live stream, Sunday Night Charts, with your host, Jim of All Trades. Woo! Yeah! What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing? All right, we got video, we got audio, everything working out okay on your end. Looks good on my end. Let's get that fat baseline. Dome. All right, I'll see. I got my camera hiding the chat here. Let me see if I can move it. Where am I going to put it? Right there. Let me make sure I got that in a good spot. There we go. I think that's good. Is that good for you guys? What's up, Charles C? Good to see you, buddy. Kimo Sabi, thanks for showing up, buddy. Appreciate you. What's up? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's Joe Coco. What's up? Hey, Daniel and Keith. Bring on the boom. Hopefully I did it. Hopefully I brought the boom. What's up, Seth? Yeah, let's look around, see if we can find a trade here. I got some ideas where the market might be heading, but just ideas, guys. I'm welcome to the Sunday Night Charts. I will extend that invitation to you, or at least that welcome to you. I am I'm a trader. I trade crypto. I trade the Forex as well. I haven't spent a lot of time in the last 6 months or so on the Forex, but I do trade the Forex, and here to show you how I look at the market from an Elliott wave perspective. I mean, I can't talk and look at the chat at the same time. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to show you from an Elliott wave mentality the way we look at the market. We're going to look at wave structure. We're going to see what's going on with the wave structure to see if it's telling us anything about where the market might be heading. From my perspective, it looks like we could be in for a pump and a dump here. I'm going to show you the bear counts and the bull counts. I'm going to show you wave structure that could take us up or down. It's always up or down. Don't let anybody tell you they know where the market's going. They don't know where the market's going. I have a general idea where the market could be going and some reasons why I believe that. I'm going to share those with you. But don't even look too heavily at my what do you call it, my title. It's just title to kind of depicting what I think might be happening here. But at the end of the day, guys, we prepare for all scenarios. Okay. So anyway, let's jump in. Ethereum just got a break to the downside. We've got to see if that's a fake out or if that's going to be get some momentum to the downside here. So we got to see what's going on here. This might be breaking to the downside, at least for a wave. So we're going to look at seeing what's happening here. But we've been playing around this trend line for quite a bit. I thought we might be ready for a little bit of an up move, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. This hour is going to be important. We're going to see what this hour is going to bring us. So let me know if video is good, because it looks like it might be. Looks like it might be choppy right now. I'm getting some kind of error messages there on the chart. So hey, we're actually getting quite a little bit of a red candle right now. We'll see if it's a fake out to the downside or not. So yeah, let's see. Let's look at Bitcoin here. Let's get Bitcoin on the chart. There we go. See if I can get it set up here. All right, good deal. All right, guys, let's jump into the charts. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Look at the analysis there. And then we'll move on to the rest of the market. We're going to get a big overview of what the market's doing. Okay, so we're going to look at Bitcoin. We'll look at the rest of crypto. We'll look at Ethereum, XRP. We'll look at ADA. I've got several charts I'd like to look at tonight. If you've got charts you want to look at, let me know in the chat. We'll collect a list of those and try to look as many as we can in the chat. We'll look at the DXY tonight, the S&P, and the NASDAQ charts. Now, one problem I have here is that all my computer reset and all my charts reset, so we're gonna have to build them as we go. I did not prep them prior to tonight, and so I'm gonna have to find them. I've got them set up and ready. I've got them at least queued up to be able to find them fairly quickly. But anyway, it's gonna take a bit to get those. So let me just kind of start messing with these now while I'm thinking about it. All right, guys, not financial advice, just showing you the way to look at the market. Sitting right on 26K right now. It's 26K. What's going to happen here? What is going on with this wave, and what's it looking like? Are we going to get a pump to the upside? Very likely, yes. Very likely. I think we have a good chance of pumping to the upside from here. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to chill, because the market Always comes back. And guys, if you guys want some merch like this, I've got a coffee cup on my channel. I've also got t-shirts. I don't know if you can see the t-shirt or not. Let's see if I can lower it there. There you go. My t-shirt there. Chill. The market always comes back. You can check my merch line there in the description and on Bonfire. Help yourself. There's all kinds of shirts, t-shirts, and coffee mugs and whatever you like in the Jim of All Trades merch section. So, all right. With that said, let me just say hi to everybody. Make sure I said hi to everybody. There's Eli. What's up, buddy? What's up, bag holder? And Carnivore saved my life. Oh man. What's up, James? Good to see you. All right. No lag, just my connection. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that it kind of let me. Now we have an excellent connection. It looking decent there. So let me make sure that I am in the picture. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. With that said, let's jump in. All right. Let's look. We're gonna start. We're gonna start looking at the daily chart of Bitcoin. Just talk about the different ideas that we have here, and let's jump in. All right, 22 of you here. Hit those likes, guys. Thanks for those 11 of you that already hit it. Appreciate it. The first thing I see, the very first thing I see on the daily chart that just jumps out at me so fast and so hard is the hidden bullish divergence on the daily chart. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy how deep the RSI is. We're very oversold on this wave to the downside. Very oversold, okay? It doesn't mean it can't go down anymore. It just means that it's oversold in comparison to the previous moves. It's stuttering hard. Okay. Audio is good. Let me turn off my... yeah, it looks like I'm having a problem with my... surfer here. Get that off the screen there. That might be the problem. All right, there we go. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. OBS is reconnecting, looking good. Boom. There we go. Sorry about that. I turned off my VPN. See if that's going to do better for us. Let me know. Let me know how if that's any better for us. All right. Looks like we might be fixed here. All right. Good deal. All right, here we go. VPN's off, guys. Reconnected. I think we're going to do okay now. All right. So the first thing I see, the first thing I was talking about here is the mega hidden bull that I see on the chart. So there's hidden bull, which means I'm expecting a bit of a bounce. Okay, I'm expecting a bounce probably this week, and that's why that's why the title says expecting kind of a pump and a dump, particularly this week. You'll notice right here the from this peak to this peak. Right there, we've got a downward peak here. That is what we call hidden bullish divergence. Okay, but more than likely, what I'm thinking may happen. I've got two ideas on the table. One idea says, hey, we're probably going to come up here. We're going to spike up hard, and we're going to take out the top liquidity. We're going to come up in 5 waves. We're going to. It doesn't mean it's going to happen all this week. In fact, it could take a couple of weeks for this to play out. But this is one concept here. Where we go up in 5, take out the liquidity up here. The liquidity is people who have their orders up there to buy as a sell stop or to buy as a breakout, looking for an upward movement up to 40 and 50K. Those people looking for those big moves might have orders up here. So there's a lot of money up here. If price were to get up here, there's a lot of money movement that could take place in that range. And the market makers and the market likes to hunt for liquidity, likes to hunt for where the money is, where people want to take trades. So that's a major area of liquidity we have to be aware of. Okay, so there's a lot of money up here. A lot of traders are interested in Bitcoin to the long side up here. Okay, now why are they interested to the long? Because they're going to break levels. We're going to break out of these areas here. So there are people that anybody who's short might have a stop up here. So if price gets up here, it'll stop out the shorts, which means to close a stop, you got to buy. You got to buy it. And then there are breakout traders who want to break out long, okay, if price gets up here. So there is liquidity to the upside up here. So I imagine there could be a liquidity hunt up to here, and then a move down after that. Okay, we'll talk about what that'll look like from an Elliott perspective shortly. Okay, you got to pay attention a little bit here. I got trades working, so I got to keep this open. All right, what else? What would this be if that's the case? If we get something, what would the Elliott count be if this were the case? Sorry about that. Well, I'd be looking at this as an ABC, A, B, and could be a C wave that's finishing. It could be a C wave that's finishing, or a flat. A flat where this was C and it already finished, and now this is the this is the A wave right here, and then we got a B wave that's going to finish up here, and then we look for a C wave. So there's a complex C wave or B wave right here, A, B, and then C. We'd be looking for something like that. That would be a complex larger count, larger B, where we're collecting liquidity on both sides of the aisle here. Both sides, you got shorts and longs, enticing the shorts, taking them out up here, enticing the longs, taking them out as price dumps. So that would be one concept. Now I don't think that's going to happen in 1 week. I don't. That's not what I meant by the title. But that is certainly plausible, and it's on the table. Now, when would this happen? Well, in this scenario, I would imagine we actually go down and hit the low before we get a pump. So it would actually be a dump and then a pump in this particular scenario. Okay? So that's possible. Now, I've got another scenario on the table. That's a potential here, so let's talk about it. I look at this wave right here, and it just doesn't give me the warm fuzzies that it's finished, but well, at least it wasn't until the daily. We've had now a new daily candle, and it's looking a little bit more bearish right now, guys. In fact, the way price is moving right now, it's looking a little bit more bearish, but that could change in a heartbeat. So I'll talk about that in just a moment. But I was looking at this as possibly some kind of an A, B, and then a C wave. Okay. The funny thing is, we had this wave right here was only 3 waves. It was only 3 waves. And so how do you understand that? Because if this was an ABC to there and that's it, and then we go down from here, the problem with that is that this was 3 and not 5. It needed to be 5. This needed to be A, B, a 3, 3, and then a 5. Okay, but it wasn't 5, it was 3. So if it's gone up as 3, you got to wonder, you say, oh, well, maybe this came down as 3, and now we go up in 3 more, okay, back to the upside and create a flat here, okay? And we get this pump. This is the pump I meant by the title, okay? I really like this count a lot, where we get an ending diag here where you got 1, 2. We're in the middle of making wave 3 right now. 3, 4, and then 5. What that would allow us to do is to pump up here correctively and retest the breakout from this single print area. So we got a single print here, and we got an area where this thing could basically retest the breakout. So this could come a little higher than I've gotten it drawn there. But it'll kind of go up and down, up and down. It'll go up quickly and down quickly. It'll look choppy and corrective by the time it's over. It may take the next week or 2 to develop. Who knows? But yeah, that's a real possibility of a plausible count there. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at that as and saying, hey, yeah, maybe that could play. Maybe that could play. And so that would be an A, B, C correction. And this would be part of a much larger dumpy count here where I have a wave 1 to the downside. This is wave 2 right there, okay? And now this is another wave 1, and this is another wave 2. In which case I would expect a very large wave to the downside after it. And this would be the third wave of the third wave. Okay, in other words, I would expect a very large dump following this. So if we get this pump to the upside to take this level out or retest the breakout, and it begins dumping off of that level, that's the pump and dump that I'm referring to in the video. That's at least on the table as a possible wave structure that could play out. What would that be in the larger time frame, in the larger perspective? What would that be? Well, it would be part of a C wave of a larger flat. We've got an A, a B, and then this would be C. And what you have a 1, 2, 1, 2. You got 1, oh, come on. That would be 1, 2, looking for 3, 4, and 5, okay? And it may not be that deep. Could be that deep, but it doesn't have to go that deep. Something like that. Retesting this low around 15 to 19K range. I've got kind of a big target zone here, 15 to 19. Okay, really like the 19K range. I really like that. It's actually a quite positive little area there. But what that would be is we'd be getting, oh, come on. This would be part of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves down of the third wave. So we'd be looking for a pretty big wave. So we got a pump and potentially a dump. And, that's one way this market could crash, come on down, resetting, revisiting these lows. Now, what would that be in the larger perspective? What would this be if that plays? Well, it'd be a larger A wave, B wave, and then we'd be looking for C after that. So once this pumps down here, we wouldn't be going down to 0 or anything. It would actually just be a retest to the bottom, grabbing some liquidity, and then back to the upside for maybe 48K range. 48 to 50 it could go up 48 to 50K. Okay, so we pull the fibs on such a sucker like that. Depending on how deep this comes, look at that 2618 right there, $50,841. Again, I have no idea where this wave is finishing, so we'd have to really be paying attention to that and to get a better idea there. Okay, so there you go. So that's an idea. Okay, it's an idea. What's an idea from an Elliott wave perspective? In other words, excuse me 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was starting to choke a little bit, feeling weird. I didn't want to do it on camera, so sorry about that. Okay. All right. So what an Elliott wave idea is what we do is we interpret the 5s and the 3s that we see on the chart, and we put them together in larger structures there to say, okay, the 5s and 3s that we're currently seeing on the chart could be forming some of these larger structures there. So what I've done is given you a larger interpretation of what we see on our chart. Say, hey, this is a way of interpreting what could be happening, but I'm not here to tell you that it definitely is. I'm here to tell you that there's a possibility, there's a scenario for you, which really I call this the market maker special here. Well, actually, this isn't my market maker special. There's another one. But it's an idea that it says, hey, we're really bearish right now. We're going down for a big correction. Everybody was extremely bullish until we just started dumping here. But we need to, it can't go straight down from here. If it does, there'll be too many people benefiting from that. So what they're going to do is get people a little bit more bullish by a pump this week, a correction back to the upside, taking price. They'll keep kind of pushing price back up, retesting the single print breakout there. and then maybe dump it after that. So it's just an idea that you can be on guard for. Put that, take a screenshot, put that in your repertoire there of a potential. There's a potential idea for you that this may play out like this. So watch the waves as they develop and see if it's plausible. I'm not here to say it is or isn't. I'm sharing with you an interpretation of the waves that could play out. All right, I'm ready to explain the next count here, and I'm trying to also interpret the RSI, what that's telling us as well. What is the hidden bullish divergence that we're seeing telling us? Okay, it's telling us that we're in need of a correction, in need of a move to the upside, so that hopefully the RSI on the daily can reset at least to the 50 before we get another move to the downside. You'll notice a trend right here on the daily chart. There's a trend there. We could come back and retest that trend line and then come back down. That would get us up to close to the 50. Come back down again. So interpreting that, a move to the upside an imminent move to the upside makes sense here. Now, could we go down and take another? Could we go down and make another low from here? Absolutely, we could. Okay, so let's talk about that scenario. What that might be if we go down and take the low out. So what I was looking for last week, and it still may play here, is I was looking for a move to the downside here, and it totally could play still to the downside. So let's keep that in mind. And what that could be is part of an A, B, and a C wave, in which a C wave always needs 5 waves. Okay, so we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the middle of getting the fifth wave. So we're currently bearish on this particular wave, and we're waiting for this to come down. That might be playing. We might be getting, instead of getting a pump first and then a dump, we might be getting a dump first before a pump. We might come down and finish this out and then get a larger correction. Now, if that's an ABC, you say, Jim, what would that be doing in the larger count? How would that fit in the 5s and 3s that we're seeing? Okay. Well, you'll notice we have a 5-3-5 zigzag, so that's what that's doing in that wave. But what's this larger 3-wave move doing, if that is indeed a 3-wave? What's it doing in the larger scheme of things? Well, if it comes down to break this low here, it could be that this particular wave, as it came up, found its termination, its end, right here at the top here, and that this 3-wave move that you see is wave A of a larger ABC, which would be followed by some kind of a 3-wave move. Okay, it could be bigger or smaller and more complex than what I've drawn, but at the end of the day, it would be some kind of a 3-wave move of price action, in which case we would then see, depending on how high it came back to retest this wave, we could see 5 waves to the downside and get down to 19K or lower. Okay, that would be a big flat. Or we could see 3 waves as part of a larger WXY, in which case you would have a W wave to here, and then an X, and we'd be looking for a 3-wave Y wave correcting the entire move. Okay, so it could come down in 3 waves or it could come down in 5 waves, depending on how deep the X wave or the B wave, this intermediate wave or this middle wave, retraces the original 3-wave move to the downside, the A wave. Okay, the deeper it retraces, the more likely it's going to come down in 5. Okay, that's what we call a flat. Those of you guys studying Elliott, you know that there's a flat is a 3, 3, 5. In which case the B wave, okay, retraces the A wave minimum of 90%. It's got to come back a minimum of 90%. To 100%, and it can even be over 100%, in which case it'll take out the top of the A wave, the origin of A, and then reject and then take out the termination of the A wave for a continuation move, and that would be a 3, a 3, and then a 5. So this 5-wave move, okay, is what we would expect here. The deeper this B wave is on as a retrace of this as an A wave. So what does all that mean? Well, all I'm saying here is that in this current wave that we're in right here, you've got what looks to be a three-wave move right there. You got a three-wave move. Something like that. That might be wave 4 of 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we need wave 5. Okay? We need Bitcoin to come down for wave 5, and that means Bitcoin's going to come down for 5 waves. And this 5-wave move would be the 5th wave of our C leg of a larger ABC. That's the idea I'm presenting. So we would be looking at this as an A, a B, and a C. And the C is not quite done. It needs to come down here. And that's a 3-wave move. So we have a larger construction here of an A, B, and a C wave to here at the top. That means this C wave had 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's the way you'd have to count that. All right, I'm not a big fan of that for some reasons, but it's plausible. It's possible. This then would be our initial wave that's starting a larger bear move. The next wave we would expect is some kind of a 3-wave move that would be proportional in time and in size to this 3-wave move. Okay? And then we would expect another 3-wave or 5-wave depending on how deep this wave came. Okay? But that would be an A, B, and a C. So, or W, X, and a Y. That's how we would look at that. A, B, and C. And so that would be the B wave of a larger correction, or the X wave of a larger correction. We would then, once that's complete, be looking for a larger move to the upside, whether it's a WXY or an ABC as a flat. Just depends on how deep this second wave comes. If it comes back 90%, then we're looking for 5 waves to the upside. If it doesn't come back 90%, say it only comes back to the 786 retrace of the A wave or the W wave, then we're looking for 3 waves to the upside. So how are you guys doing? Let me check in with the chat. Okay, you guys are just listening, doing a good job. There's 49 of you here. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. All right, so there's another scenario for you right there, where this current move, okay, we're going to come down and we're going to finish this wave. We're going to finish. This is looking like a wave 4. We need to come down and finish C. So that would be a dump before a pump instead of a pump and then a dump. Okay, there's some other scenarios we have to look for. We're looking at wave structure. We're saying, okay, what do we got here? So let's keep looking at the wave structure. Let's keep saying, okay, what else could this be? Okay. So let's go to another. Let's start again on BTC on the daily chart. Say, okay, what other scenarios could we have? Well, I already shared the 3-wave move there. So let's look at this now as the ultimate market maker count. Here's my ultimate market maker count. A market maker special. Now, what do I mean by market makers? I mean this is the banking institutions that have contracts with the exchanges that provide the liquidity to the market. Those are the ones you're buying and selling from on a regular basis. Okay. The exchanges enter into contracts with the market-making entities. The market-making entities provide liquidity to the exchanges, and the exchanges in return providing to the market-making entity providing liquidity give them no-fee trades. In other words, the market makers buy and sell for no exchange fees. You and I are paying all the exchange fees. Okay, market-making entities, they make their money with spread and by liquidity hunting, and they move the markets as they will, okay, wherever they want to move it to take your money, all right? Do not think the market is moved by whales and sharks. It is moved by market makers. Okay? Market makers control the market. They control where it goes. Okay? There are some bigger entities out there that have a lot of money in the market, and they can affect the market, no doubt. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately controlled by market making banks. Okay, 60% of the liquidity for the crypto exchanges are controlled by one bank. One bank. One conglomerate bank controls 60% of the market making liquidity of the entire market. That's crazy. That means there's one basic entity that controls where price is going at any given time on crypto. That's crazy. So the market maker special tries to look at the chart and say, where is the liquidity? Okay? And how do they like to take liquidity? What are their tactics for taking liquidity? Well, let's just look at this for a moment. Let's look at what they've done here. Okay? They had this wave that was going to the upside pretty strong. They came down and took out this level, took out that level, and retested this range right here. And then they just shot straight. So they came down. People got bearish. And then they shot straight up, pulled back, gave you another sense that they were going again. And then they had how many months of down, 3 months, down. Then they shot up again. Now, what are they doing? Well, they already showed you that they were continuing up here. Notice this little thing that they did right there. They did it again right here. And everybody's looking for the next move to the upside. I certainly was thinking it was plausible and possible. What do? They manipulate emotions by pushing price and painting the chart with their algorithms, and then they dump it, correct it, and dump it hard. Now, everybody's bearish right now. Everybody and their brother is bearish. Why? Well, we've retested this level. We're consolidating right here. We're on the brink of another. It's gonna, everybody thinks, it's gonna keep going down. It's never gonna stop. Okay. So now the sentiment is bearish. It is not trending to the downside anymore. I guess it could. It could trend down here, but right now, it's consolidating in this zone right here. Now they could take it down if they want to, but what the market makers like to do is create a little zone like this, go and hit it, and then reverse off of it. Okay. So here's an idea for you that the market makers could do. Let's get down in the 6 hour here. What would this look like? Well, we have a zone. They could come take the low out and then come way up here and take this high. They could take this low on this dip right here, take the liquidity from that area, and then boom, reverse it very quickly. And I've already shared that count with you. Okay? But what would that be? What would that count be if they go up very quickly? This is the market maker special. I think I've already shared this count with you. I think I already did, but I'm going to share it again. Well, one of two things. Well, we could have a flat followed by a 3-wave move to the downside, and then a 5-wave move. And this whole thing could be a flat. So they could come down, take liquidity, boom. The thing would be a flat. Now, one thing I don't like about this count is how big this structure would be compared to the A wave, my proposed A wave. Okay, that's a proposed A wave. This is A, this is a flat B, but that's just the A of B. That's B of B to the downside, and then C of B is going to shoot up for 5 waves. Okay, that would be an ABC followed by a huge move to the downside. Okay, but that's possible, plausible. I just don't like how small the A wave is in that scenario. Now, what if This right here is A, B, and C down to here. That means this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an ending diag. What if that's an ending diagonal? In that scenario, that's your A wave. And now we need a B wave, and it's going to be a zigzag. A, B. B is finished in this scenario. And we're looking for C to the upside. Looking for C. C would be 5 waves. C would ultimately do exactly what I just shared with you. Take out the top. Just a little bit of a different way to count the waves. So we have a larger A, B, C, and then we have an A, B, and now we get a C. Taking out the top, okay? And this whole thing could be a big A. There's B, and then we'd be looking for C. Back down to this range. That's the market maker special. We go up, grab liquidity, boom. Come down, grab liquidity. So there's another idea for you. Is that definitely going to happen? I'm not here to say. Could that happen? Yeah, it could. That's a wave structure that we see all the time play. We see it all the time. All right, what other counts might there be? Here's a simple count. Okay, here's a simple count here that could be playing. Where, I don't know if you guys remember what I was calling for. I was calling for 50K. 42K at the beginning was my first target. And then I was calling for potentially up to 50K, even 55, 60K. I was calling for an ABC. This would be A, B, and then C coming up to here pretty quick. What if this is 1, 2, 3 to here, and this right here is wave 4. That's still working. It's still playing. Oh, excuse me. And then we're looking for wave 5, an extended 5th wave. We'd be looking for an extended 5th. I would possibly target the 3618 extension of the A wave. A, B, and the 3618 is right up here at about 41.5. 41.5 potentially. Let me take a peek at mana real fast, guys. I had a trade rocking in mana. I wonder if mana is a flat. Wonder if we're getting a flat here. Or if this is just rolling over for something deeper. But I wonder if it's mana is a flat where you got 3 waves to the upside, 3 waves to the downside now. And now we get 5 waves to the upside. That would be part of a more bearish count that I have drawn on the chart. If we got such a count, if we got such a move like this back to the upside, we would definitely be looking for more down afterwards. Oh, excuse me. That's an interesting count. We'll look at that. We'll look at mana a little later here. Okay, so back to BTC here. This could be part of some kind of a 3-wave, a 4th wave maneuver where we'd expect an extended fifth. So there's your Keith, there's your bull count right there. There's your ultra bull that gets us going up. It really initiates this hidden bull that we're seeing on the charts. It allows that to play out. We'd be looking for something to the upside, maybe around to 41 to 42K. Maybe even as high as 48 to 50K. All right, but we do have a fib up here right at 41.4. I really like that target zone. But we could wick through that to 44 to 48. Shoot, the 4618 is way up here at 48,600. I think that's a much more unlikely target. But there's a scenario that I'm also paying attention to. Okay? All right, how are we doing, guys? You guys doing okay with these counts? Oh, I love it, Seth. I love it. Manna, unleavened bread. All right, very good. So we've got really a lot. There are a lot of counts here, unfortunately, in this area. The way this wave structure is looking, and I guess the question is, what does it look like to you? Especially with how oversold we are, and with all the hidden divergence on the chart, you'll notice, like right down here, how oversold we were on the daily, and so it really played around for a little bit before it went up strong. So we might, if it's bullish, this may want to play around here for a little bit, okay, before it goes up really bullish. If it wants to go really bullish, it may not, but that's the bullish viewpoint. All right, so basically that leaves us to the micro analysis, and so let's do some micro analysis here. And then once we do some micro analysis, let's just start looking at the rest of the market. Let's look at Ethereum, XRP. Let's look at Mana. Let's look at ADA. Let's look at SOL. Let's look at the other one I've been looking at is Matic. I'll look at Link for you. That'd be no problem. We'll look at LTC. There are a lot of stuff going on. And Chemo, that's right. The setups are challenging here in this zone, so we just have to be smart about our about the trades that we take, and trade the smaller time frame. So let's start with the micro analysis. Let's look at the current wave that we're in and talk about different ways of interpreting what's currently happening, and then we'll look and see what's going on, okay, on the rest of the charts. Okay, so the first thing that jumps out at me when I look at this is, what's clear to me is that this how do I say it? This three-wave move right there, that looks three-wave-ish. Let me just say it that way, okay? But the problem with it is that this looks like three waves. This resembles a flat. It should have gone up in 5 waves, but it didn't. It didn't go up in 5. It went up in 3. And so that's one of the reasons I'm looking at this wave thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, we're getting some kind of A, B, and then C, in which case C is an ending diag. You got 3, 3. Now we're getting another move, 3, 3, 3. That this wave right here is prepping a 3-wave move. And that'll be the 3rd wave. Something like that. it really was looking, and it still could be, like this was some kind of a flat. Right there. And now we're going down. And we're expecting 5 waves to the downside. In that scenario, excuse me, I can't stop yawning. In that scenario, we've got a wave 1. Okay. And we're getting a wave 2. It could be done or it's not done. Then we'd be looking for 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So that's the bearish look at that. So let's really zoom in, I should say, on what's happening here. One of the things I've been saying, here's another way to look at it. Well, this could be also an A wave to here. This could be your B wave to there. And then we're getting C, which again is an ending diag. In this case, we would be, excuse me guys, we would be expecting 5 waves to the upside to finish, retesting this area. And then we dump from there. So if we get a pump from here, guys, I'm looking for I'm looking to see if we're gonna reject off of this zone right here. Find rejection, or is that going to find acceptance, and is price going to go up and take out the highs? And those are the 2 options that I'm really watching for. But if price comes down from this wave here, excuse me, then I'm looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking for 5 waves to the downside. I feel like the current wave structure looks a little too bearish today, and might be too obvious to the downside, and they may be taking it up. But certainly, the chart does look a bit bearish right now. And we could be going down for this 5th wave that we've been looking for since last week. All right. Now, let's peruse the rest of the charts. Let's go and look. I'm going to refill my coffee. Give me one moment. I'll be right back, and we'll peruse the rest of the charts. All right, got another cup of coffee. We're ready to rock. Make sure we're still good to go. All right. Chill. There's 29. I see 29 likes on my end. Seth, you might have to refresh your screen. So what spikes? Okay, let's look at Ethereum. See what Ethereum's doing. Ethereum's funny here because we were making a little bit of a on the small time frame on the hourly, making a bit of a trend here, and it broke, but when the hourly pulled back and closed, it didn't close below this line, and now it looked like we had continuation, but now right now we still have 6 minutes. We have 6 minutes left on this hourly candle, and it's not looking like it's going to close below. It's looking a little bit like it might be closing above that line. That's interesting. That might have been a fake out to the downside. We're going to see. We're going to see how this hourly candle closes. That's going to be important for what the market's potentially doing here, at least tonight and tomorrow. So let's look at the current wave structure. So, one thing about Ethereum didn't look done. I look at the 4 hour. I look at the 4 hour here. We got 2 hours left on this red candle. That red candle could turn in the next 2 hours very green. And if it does, that's going to be up, an upward movement here. So I'm kind of looking at this thinking, okay, this doesn't look finished. That doesn't look like the ABC. It didn't retest anything. I would love to see it get up here, retest this breakout, retest this, area. Where there's a lot of liquidity, okay, the market makers need to revisit this zone before they take it down again. So I would like to see it come on down. One way we can interpret it, maybe, is that this is a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I like this idea. It's a plausible idea, but I'm not tied to it. But certainly, I think it's a plausible idea that we should consider. Okay. See if that is better. There we go. There, you can see my whole face now. Not that you really want to. All right, ABCDE, that's a triangle, buddy. I don't see any triangles on the chart. Not seeing any triangles on the chart. Okay, so there's an idea. Let's just keep looking at Ethereum and say, okay, what else could this be? What else could this be? Well, again, this could be a fourth wave, some kind of a ABC here. It's truncated in some way, and in that case, we have working right now a 1-2, and we're working on 3, 4, and 5. We're working on a larger 5-wave move to the downside. We're working on this move here to finish out this ABC here from the top, A, B, and then C. So this count calls for another hit to the low. That's always the question for us as Elliott wavers. Was this the low here, or is this just some intermediate wave and we're going to get another low? Pull back and low. Are we going to get something like that, or was this the low? It's always the question. Okay, and we have to be ready for all the scenarios. Okay, now how are we looking? How are we looking at all this? Well, I mean, certainly this looks like it needs to come down and retest the low. That totally could be playing that way. Okay, so how do we interpret this? I see that as 3. I see this as 3 down and then 5 up, a 3, 3, 5. Okay, in which case we have some kind of an A wave here. There's B, and we're looking at C. Now C could be finished, or C may need to finish down here. Either way, that's a potential count for what we're seeing. Now, what's interesting is that Ethereum has a trend line on the daily from the bottom. Boom. And so this could come and retest this zone right here. Boom. Boom. Give you 5 waves. And then come up again. Come down, retest, come up, take out the highs. And all of a sudden you could have some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is an ultra bull count, in which case we'd be going to the moon from there, making all-time highs months from now, if not a year from now. But we would start moving and we'd start going up big. Okay? So that's a way to interpret that. Okay. Anyway, what's at stake here at this particular move is, do we hit the low from here, or do we retest the breakout first? The breakout from this zone right here. Do we retest the breakout? Take a peek at Mana here. She's still dumping. Got a feeling we're going to get a stop hunt to the low here. But this is probably not a flat. Looking kind of bearish. We'll have to see if this is going to roll over and come on down, or if it's going to come up, stop hunt first, and then go down. All right, let's take a peek at XRP. What's happening on the XRP front? You guys put your requests in the chat. I'll get to as many charts as I can. All right, what's going on here? This is, again, they're setting it up sideways where they could break it to the upside or break it to the downside. It looks like XRP wants to break to the downside and at least retest this zone here before it goes up. So XRP is kind of looking bearish. Just looking at what's being made there on the daily chart. The daily has been just so sideways the past 5 days. It's crazy. Just absolute in this range sideways. So that's pretty amazing. So what's happened here? Well, we've got 3 up, we've got 3 down, 3 up, and then what's going on here? Hard to say. You look at the overall structure of this, it looks like you've got a really, really nice A, B, C, which could be done. That might be finished, in which we have a reversal wave, looking for a 3-wave return, boom, 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 and then continuation to the upside, whether that's A, B, C, or 1, 2, and 3. But that count would say, hey, let's go down, retest, and then go, and that would be some kind of A, B, or 1, 2. Looking for wave C or wave 3 to the upside. Smaller time frame. Let's look at the 4-hour. Four hours testing a breakout to the downside, but it's doing so in the middle of the range. It's doing so right here in the middle. So this thing could break to the upside or roll over and come down again. It's hitting the 50, the RSI 50. So again, XRP could roll over and come down again, or keep rocking to the upside. What normally happens when we hit the middle here? Well, this one rolled over and came down and made lower lows. So we may look at this wave something like this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's look on the smaller time frame there and just kind of look at the structure. What do we got going on here? There's your A. There's a 3-wave B maybe, and now this is a 1, 2. Could be a 1, 2 right there for a big move to the downside. That may be the interpretation of what we're seeing. That's a 3-wave move to the upside. We had what could be an impulse wave, 3-wave reversal, 3-wave pullback. It didn't break the top. Boom, boom, boom. That's the bearish count. Is there a bullish count here? We could have a WXY correct, so we could have a WXY correction, WX and now Y, in which case you get some kind of an A, B, C. So this was 3 waves there, 3 waves there, and we get 3 waves here, and then we come down. And that's boom, 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 and then we go up. So up, down, up. Here's what you do. Draw this trend line on XRP. If that breaks to the downside, that's going to be a little bit more bearish. Go to the 4-hour. If this breaks on the 4-hour, if it breaks and closes, right now it's looking like it's breaking this line, okay? If it breaks and closes below this line, we're going to get more bearish right now. Now, it doesn't mean bearish forever. It just means that this wave is looking down. This wave is not looking up for now. Okay? So if this, right now we're testing a break right now. This is breaking to the downside, right? But it's not closed. We have two hours left on that candle. So if for some reason we start getting a green candle, and this is just 3 waves here, this starts going up, okay? That's going to be more bullish, at least for the time being, before it starts coming down and breaks this trend. But the moment that breaks this trend that you're seeing here, then that's going to get bearish when that breaks and holds, okay? So we have to watch and see how that plays. So that's what you watch for XRP. Watch that trend line. Watch on the 4-hour chart. It's a good. Let's look at ADA now. ADA's been an interesting chart for me. So ADA, I've been looking for a 3-wave correction here. And so we're in the middle of some kind of a correction. Hard to navigate exactly how this is going to play out. This could possibly roll over and come down and then go back up, and that would provide a 3-wave move right there for what I'm expecting. And then once that plays, once we get that move right there, then we're going to end up getting a larger dump to the downside. That's my ultimate count right now for ADA. I'm looking for a correction here, some kind of a 3-wave move in here. when on the higher time frame, the 8-hour, 12-hour daily chart, looking for 3 visible waves. Once that's finished, I'm going to be looking for a major move to the downside. That correlates with what we're looking for in Bitcoin, okay, and some of those counts that I shared at the beginning of the live stream. So again, this is developing nicely. And so if this develops into some kind of a 3-wave correction, you see this one right here? I'm looking for something very similar to that. Looking for a wave structure similar to this, that it could dump after that. Okay, so we get A, B, C, and now we're looking for this B wave, and then the C wave. Okay, and that's going to be ADA, at least the price action for ADA. At least a very good idea. Okay, and that same count correlates to what we're expecting in Bitcoin and some of the Bitcoin counts that I shared. Okay, so I like that. I'm personally watching ADA for that 3-wave to develop on that larger time frame chart, 8-hour, 12-hour chart, daily chart, that nature, right in here. Even a 4-hour chart would give you this wave pretty nicely there. So time is going to tell how this is going to develop. But I've been kind of bullish, looking for a bit of a pump instead of a dump. The charts have looked too bearish to me, and they're looking so bearish, it almost is like, they look too bearish. All right, so we've looked at ADA, we've looked at XRP. Let's look at XLM now. Let's look at XLM, see what XLM is doing. And then we'll look at the NASDAQ, we'll look at the S&P and the DXY, and then I'll take your requests. Okay? I do want to look at Mana, Sol, and Matic as well, so we'll take a peek at those charts. So let me get XLM up here on the screen. Boom, there it is. All right. Now XLM was looking dumpy to me the other day, okay? And I was telling my Discord, it's like, hey, watch this right here. And so here's an argument right here for the downside. This is an argument for a bearish move now in all the market. XLM might be telling the story, okay? XLM might be telling the tale, because you'll notice this trend line here on the higher time frame, 4-hour, that has broken to the downside. You also see that trend on the 4-hour chart. You see the trend. It was broken and retested, and now we're getting continuation to the downside. So XLM's chart looks bearish. It has bearish signals on it, and this may continue. Doesn't mean it can't correct and there can't be green candles here, but what we're seeing here is a very bearish signal where we broke out of this to the downside. Okay? One of the arguments against that is, yeah, we broke it, but we're going sideways. We really haven't dumped as a result of that break. So this could be forming a structure that's more intermediate, something like this, where you have an A, that break was B, and this becomes C. Okay? What that would have functionally do was retest the breakout. Okay? And it would give you a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it dumps after that. Right now it looks dumpy because it broke, but is it going to break it? Is it going to continue straight down? Well, it certainly could, but I'm wondering if this is actually going to retest. So here's the second trend line you need to draw on your chart. Draw this one right here. That counter trend line. That counter trend line is going to protect you and keep you from making mistakes if you're short, because it breaks that and closes on a 4-hour basis above that trend. That's going to be bullish. That's going to be bullish, and that we might be looking for a bullish wave next, something like that, before I see it come on down and finish. So there's XLM for you. It's looking bearish, but it could have a pretty steep retest and then a continuation to the downside. All right, let's look at, let's see, we've already looked at Mana, but let's zoom out a little bit on Mana. Decentraland. Now, if this is 3 waves right here, okay, this could be the continuation to the downside of this particular wave. 1, 2, 1, 2, and we continue down. Now, what else could this be? Well, what if this is a flat right here? We got 3 up right there. And this is 3 down. Well, that could be part of a larger flat, which says A, B, C. So, what could that be? Well, we got 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a 3-wave pullback. And now we got 5 waves again. We got a 5-wave move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this flat would be a pullback, a 3-wave pullback. And what that could be, part of a large bearish count. 1, 2, 1, 2. That could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. And if that's the case, we'd be looking for a major downturn and this thing to start coming down big time. And that's your bearish look. This is 3 waves, and this is your bearish count to the downside. This is coming down. It's coming down hard. If a flat develops here on Mana, that's going to be a clear. That's going to be a clear short. All right. So let's see if we get this flat. That might give you a setup there. But if this just rolls over and keeps down, that's possible too. And that's very bearish as well. Could we be getting a like an ending diag here? I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you, unless this turns into an ending diag here. Then we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that. The chart is looking pretty bearish right now, unless this turns into a flat. That'll be clear and evident. It'll be so plain. If this turns into a flat, it'll be super nice. Don't tell the market makers. Okay, that's Mana. Let's look at the DXY here. DXY, I'm bullish on the DXY. Okay. See, this is an A. Oh, come on. A, B, C. There's the DXY for you. Let's make it a larger correction here. Looking for 108, 109, 110 range. 108 to 110 as this comes. Now, it doesn't mean this can't come down a little first or whatever. It totally can. It just depends on what the market wants to do here. But the DXY could just kind of work its way straight up here. Once that's done, we'd be looking for a pretty massive dump on the dollar. Tired tonight, guys. Tired tonight. Okay. That's the DXY. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ on the 3-day, guys, has broken structure. It's big time. It's a big time break. Okay. So let me just say the 3-day chart on NASDAQ has broken to the downside. I would not be surprised to see a retest of this. If price retests, if the RSI retests that breakout, chances are we're going to make a higher high. That's going to create some divergence, which I wouldn't mind seeing at all. Okay, and then I'd be looking for major downside momentum coming soon. Okay, so I'm looking for major downside movement on the NASDAQ pretty soon. Okay, it's going to probably correlate with a market dump. Everything's going to dump, and it could happen in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so we do have from September to December. We got our last quarter of the year. We usually get some dumpiness in that time frame in the market. It's usually scary times. Okay, this is the year before an election year, so chances are we get a dump between now and then in order to make the president look good, they're going to pump the markets a little bit next year, try to make them look a little bit better going into the election next year. So we'll see how that plays out, but for now, I think NASDAQ's pretty toppy. We've got a 5-wave move to the upside. We have an initial wave to the downside. I'm looking for 3 waves here to finish. It looks done. We got a break of structure here, looking for a larger move here to the downside. Okay, this could come, but I'm looking for 5 waves. So I would expect about $7,000 to $6,000 at least on the NASDAQ. Okay, so looking for major dumps coming. Okay, on the S&P. Okay, same idea. 3-day has broken as well. Let's take a peek at that. Or is it starting? Let's see. Depending how you draw. It's not a clear break like it is on the NASDAQ, but it is possible. So it just depends on how you draw it. But it is breaking here. Let's see if the weekly is broken. The weekly hasn't broken, and the weekly has a really nice trend here on the S&P. So again, looking at the S&P, yeah, I like this as an initial wave leading diag to the downside, and then a 3-wave move back up. Would not be surprised to see one more hit to the high before it dumps again. So I wouldn't mind seeing that develop as some divergence on the chart. Okay, so S&P, NASDAQ, all the traditional markets looking toppy, looking like, hey, I mean, it's time to take your money out and get them in something. Get them in something tangible, guys. Get them in real estate. Get them in gold. Get them in silver. Get the market. Just get your money out of the banks. Get your money out of the banks. The banks are going to be collapsing, guys. It's not good. It's better to have some physical silver. This is just a little bit of the physical silver I have here. There's something I got from SD Bullion right there. That's where I bought this particular silver round. It's pretty cool. I've got some smaller silver rounds, and then I've got some quarter size, nickel size. I've got dime size rounds from silver. But I like silver a lot. I think silver is going to fly in this digital age. It is this is the number one, as far as I know. It's the number one conductor of electricity and heat. The number one conductor on the planet right here is silver. Better than gold as far as a conductor is concerned. You'll find silver in all your phones and electronics. It's a commodity that actually, as far as we understand, there's less silver on the earth than there is gold. In fact, there's probably quite a bit of gold being hidden in the Grand Canyon. If you listen to Bix Weir, who believes Roto-Rooter is coming. The road to Ruta, I should say. If you guys haven't checked out Bix Weir and his road to Ruta theory, it's pretty interesting stuff. Check it out if you like thinking about those things and you know what might be happening behind the scenes by those who control things. But he seems to think that there's probably a place out in the Grand Canyon full of gold that's it's big and secret, but it's going to be the reserve for the United States as we go to a digital world. It's going to be the gold-backed digital currency, but it's going to be a CBDC, a central bank digital currency that's coming. So we'll see if that plays out or not. Just theories, guys. Don't have any knowledge, but only theories out there. But that's an interesting topic. Any of you guys listen to Bix Weir or know the Road to Ruta theory? It's pretty interesting. Andrew, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. I just pulled it up. Sorry about that. TTOO stock. I'd love to look at a stock for you. Let's check it out. I'll stop everything on a super chat, guys. Right. Let's check it out. So yeah, you guys put your requests in, and Chemo, if you give me the what people are asking for, that'd be awesome. Thank you. All right, TTOO. First thing I see is that there isn't a lot of price history here. Okay, so just, oh, wait a minute. Let me get on the daily. Oh, there's quite a bit of price history. Okay, sorry about that. I was looking at it wrong. Okay, first off, what is TTOO? It's T2 Biosystems. So what is TTOO? Tell me about it, Andrew. I want to hear and understand. You can always. I've already finished my. Let's see. Are we ending a Y wave on a larger B of Bitcoin? What time frame? Hey Jay, do you know how to share? It's a bio stock. What kind of bio stock is it, Andrew? Also, Jay Fernandez, let me ask you a question. Do you know how to share your charts? Share a chart for me that what you think is going on. So what you do is you take the last. I don't know if you can see this up here on my chart, but you take the last. No, you can't see it. So at the tradingview.com where it says /chart, what you want to do is just give me everything after the .com, including the slash. So after com, copy and paste whatever your chart name is there into the chat. I'll look at your chart and then I'll have a better understanding of your question. Be glad to answer your question, just don't understand what you're communicating there as far as that's concerned. Okay? Okay. All right. With that said, again, tell me about TTOO. It is biopharma working on a test kit for sepsis. FDA clearance is expected soon. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's been tanking since 2015. So the stock has just been selling off since its initial offering since 2015. So that's scary. So you got to ask the question: is this thing going to zero? I mean, because look at it. I mean, it was at $1,100, and now it's at 36 cents. So right now it's a penny stock, right? So that's the first thing I see. The second thing, I guess, let me just look on the weekly here. You'll notice a major breakout on the RSI, but been hardly any move in price. But there's a major breakout on the weekly here. Okay, we got a breakout here and another low. Now it's breaking out again, but it's breaking out in a bearish way. But it may be a wave one. So let's just take a peek. What's happening in here? Yeah, it looks like a wave one is developing off the bottom. Okay. Looks like a wave one could be possibly developing off the bottom. But the price action is so bearish. All this is so bearish. It's crazy. But there might be a pump coming, okay? So, you know, the 4-hour chart right now has a break to the, we have divergence, and we have a break to the downside, okay? So we have divergence, so that's a big deal right there. Boom, boom, okay? But we also have a 5-wave structure, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 waves. Looks like a leading diag. So my guess is that this is going to probably flag out for something complex. That this is going to take some time and develop into a complex correction potentially. Based on the 4-hour chart, I'm seeing this, you know. But that's going to be a decent buy zone. I mean, it all but hit zero, guys. It went to 5 cents, really? So yeah, I mean, this is a 3-wave pullback. It could be done and ready to rock it, or it could just come up. To me, this is a buy zone right now, where it is. This is a buy location. Spot trading, if you want to spot trade, okay? That you see that trend line, that counter trend line that I just drew in the 4-hour. A break of that to the upside would be bullish, right? It could be bullish, but the problem is you could just get a 3-wave move that gives you a retest of this line here, okay, and then you get another move to the downside to finish this and get oversold. But once price gets over here, okay, retesting the lows and setting the RSI, then I'd be really thinking buy from there, and it could be shooting up for a 3rd wave. Okay, so that's a real possibility of the way. So I don't think you've missed anything. In fact, this is a perfect location to maybe DCA in, because it really, especially on the 4-hour chart, if on the 4-hour chart, Andrew, you get a break of this to the upside, that's going to be a real buy zone for me. That's a buy, and hold for a little bit and see if this develops to the upside in 3 waves and gives you another move to the downside, or does it come up and make another high? Then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, that could be a 1, 2, and now we could be going up big. We could be rocking up to the upside. So yeah, this is not a bad looking chart. Again, if you're okay with the fundamentals of the company, if you feel like the fundamentals of the company support a rally right now, we're at a location where this company might come back on the scenes as relevant. But for the last 8 years, between 2015 and now, it's been doing nothing but dumping systematically. You've had rallies along the way, but it's just been systematically dumping. But this is a good bottom formation. It looks like a decent risk reward buy zone here. So that's not a bad. I mean, you know, again, zero. I mean, it's not going to. It's either going to zero, or it's going up from here. But you know what I mean? It's zero. There's zero almost. I'm not quite on zero, but you know, you get the idea. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, Andrew. All right, glad we're thinking the same way, buddy. I hope that helps you. All right, let's take a peek. Chemo's got the list here. We got KDA, we got links. So let's just start running through the charts, guys, and I'll do as many as I can until I'm going to fall asleep. I need to know if it's a stock. Okay, you did. KDA is not a stock. It's a... Okay, yeah, just make sure I know if it's a stock or not, guys. So make sure you let me know. I love looking at stocks. They're easier than crypto. For sure, and I'm usually spot on with what I'm seeing. on stocks for sure. KDA looks like crap. Let's find a different. This is Binance. So KDA, how long has it been around? This only says April. So, you know, again, it's at 50 cents. Okay, I mean, it can go lower, but zero's down here somewhere. Zero's down here. I mean, there's room for it to go down. No doubt about it. There's room for it to go down. Is it going to continue going down? I'm not here to tell you yes or no. Let's just kind of look at the wave structure. What we have here, we have a potential breakout to the upside of price action. Got a little wedge here. I would go look at ADA in comparison to that. Okay, on the higher time frame, you go to the daily chart, and you see this wedge that formed here on ADA. We had the same kind of thing here. We had this wedge formation. Okay, that's a buy. When you break that out of that was a buy zone for at least three. For ADA, it was just 3 waves to the upside, but it gave you a buy and it retested. So you can always wait for the retest and then buy, or you can buy now and then sell it and then wait. You know. So KDA is looking like a little buy right now, at least potentially breaking out of this thing. Now it's not completely broken out because it hasn't closed. Come on, it hasn't closed a candle outside on the daily outside of that trend, but certainly it's trying to break out. And so you'd be watching that. So this breaks back down here, KDA, then we'd be looking for some kind of throw over to the downside and then up, okay? So if you get a throw over down to 20 cents or something and then up, that's a real possibility as well. So again, now here's what you need to understand about crypto, guys. I believe in this. If we get a dump in crypto, it may be a crypto winter for a lot of these cryptos. There may be a crypto winter coming where it's going to kill off the alts, guys, where the alts just get killed off. And not many, and we narrow the market down to real projects that have real use case in the world. Okay, so again, there's in KDA here. There's a daily trend that this is broken out of here. So this is broken on the daily, on the RSI, but the price hasn't broken out yet. But that might be a telltale that, hey, this might continue. But here, it broke out here and then broke back down. So watch out for fake outs. But I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 5 waves there. This could be done, or it needs one more hit to the low. It's hard to say. But KDA is looking prime for maybe a rally. This could come up at least a rally and pull back and maybe 3 waves before it comes down to the low again. If it does what ADA did. So if it follows in ADA's footprint. So that's what ADA did. Gave us a little throw over on ADA down here. If I drew the trend right here, it gave us a little throw over to the downside, then came up and out of there. So I'd like to see what KDA is going to do. Is it going to break up and out, or is it going to fall over, hit the lows, and then come out of it? So we'll see. There's KDA for you. I don't know who asked for KDA, but let me know if that does it for you. All right, let's look at Link. Josh Hernandez, thanks for the heart. I don't know what that means, but thanks, buddy. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at the next one is Link. So let's take a peek at Link. Where'd KDA? There it is. Let's go to Link. Boom, Link. All right. It never did give me that fifth wave. Dadgummit. Yeah, see, I look at Link and I'm thinking, man, this needs to come down. This needs to come down and finish. So I look at Link and I'm very bearish, guys. But there could be a stop hunt to the high. A wicked candle that goes down like this. So it wicks up, then shoots down, finishes this sucker. Yeah, but I look at this. This is very bearish to me. But there might be some intermediate bulls. So that's on the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour. See what's going on in the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, you notice that trend right there. It broke it and now retested it, and now it's breaking back to the downside. The problem is it's in the middle of no man's land. In other words, what I call no man's land is this purple area here in the RSI. It could break right on up to the upside if it wanted to. Or this could just continue coming. I mean, it's got a very bearish look. It could roll over. You can see this move right here. Boom, boom, boom. So what is this? Is this wave 5 or wave 1? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that wave 5? Is that finished? That's 5 waves. So if that's the case, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it done? If it's done, what do we got going on? What's happening here? Well, dang. It looks like we got 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 down, but this didn't come back 90%. So that's really kind of a weirdo count. What if this is a flat? Okay, so we could do something like this, where we have a flat in the middle, and we're going to call this A, B, C. Or this could keep coming down if it's not finished. If this wave isn't done, it could keep coming down, which the RSI on Link seems to be pointing to. Mana, the one I'm trading, is also looking very bearish right now. You see right here in the 15-minute, it's testing a downward break here. We pay attention to those breaks because they let you know when the wave is finishing. When it breaks out of a trend like that, see that trend right there? If it breaks to the downside, it's letting you know it's finished. And so this could be some kind of a triangle of some kind, or the beginning of something to the upside. So if it breaks to the upside as well, then this is just the beginning of the trend. But if it breaks it to the downside and holds it, it kind of just lets you know when the wave is done. Again, I still have a potential here where this could be a flat working, but I'm not holding my breath for it right now. This could be some kind of an A, B, and now we get C. In which case, this could, go up like that and then come on back down. Then you got some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we go down deep. So I'm just looking at mana there. So I hate the Link chart. I do. It's not clear. It's not crystal clear, but this wave right here in the 15-minute is looking 5 wave-ish. It's looking about finished. May have one more wave to go, or a couple more. downward moves. So you may want to roll over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's Link. Sorry I couldn't do better for you on that one. What time frame you see in the bull divergence, Seth? Looking here on the 1 hour, it's looking dumpy. It looks like there's more room for downside. 4 hour, man, it's either way on the 4 hour chart. But yeah, all right, Jay, thanks for coming, buddy. Sorry I couldn't do anything more to help you. When you're off the road again, just let me know and send me a chart. JimofAllTrades7@gmail.com. Send me a chart. Yeah, Link does have that hidden bull here. So this may want to come down, stop, hunt, and go. But this sideways price action is crazy. I wouldn't mind seeing this thing coming on down. Yeah, it looks like it's got more down to go. That's my problem with that. Doesn't look finished. And Mana's dumping pretty good too. Sorry, I'm just looking here. All right, let me keep going on the charts, guys. I'm going to go a little faster here. All right, let's look at Tesla and XLF. We'll look at some stocks here. Love looking at stocks. Let's see, I have Tesla on my chart here. Yeah, okay, so Tesla is either making a complex correction here or it's getting ready to moon, okay? So let me explain what I'm seeing here. So I've got this as a WXY, something like that, that this could be a three-wave move, and this is getting ready to give us another 3 waves down. So this could be W, X, and then Y. So that's one idea, okay, where this is 3 waves in the middle, and we got more down to go, okay? But it could turn in complex. This could turn into a 3-wave move in which we get another move back to the upside, which turns into 3 up. So that could be complex here. So watch out for a little upturn, downturn right there in the middle over the next several months, and then creating some kind of a larger correction, which we would expect more down after that. But we have a clear 5 waves right here, guys. Clear 5 waves. So we're looking for 3, looking to be bearish on Tesla for a couple of years before we go back up. Okay, so looking a little bearish here for now. Okay, so watch out on Tesla. Just along with the NASDAQ, along with S&P, it's looking just as bearish as those. Okay, there is some hidden bull on the chart, so I wouldn't be surprised to to see it, come up for a corrective wave. But right now there's hidden bull. Man, these markets are dumping tonight. XRP's threatening to break out of that. ETH. Let's see the hourly chart. Okay, did ETH kind of confirmed on the hourly a break? Kinda. ETH has remained with a close, a 1 hour close below this breakout area. I was surprised. This is looking bearish, guys, for now. At least for a wave, That's a break there. So what does that mean for price? I mean, it could break down and then break up. It could do that, but there's no clear trend. That's trashy wave structure in here. I'm trying to use as many things as I can to get clues, guys, as to where I think price might be going. But you'll look here at the 8 hour. If you look at the 8 hour, we've got a really, really nice trend right here in the 8 hour. And it's testing this to the downside. 4 hour is also testing this break to the downside. Man, it looks like it's about to dump. Look at that. Dump up the jams. I mean, look, it's breaking down. I was hoping to get a pump back to the upside, but it's not looking great right now. Man, as RSI has broken on the 2 hour, retested and got continuation. On the 4 hour, is broken, retested, and it's got continuation. So 4 hour chart, 1 hour left on this candle, it's looking bearish. Looking pretty bearish. Okay, I've looked at Tesla. Let's look at the next one. What's the next one? XLF. What is that? Select Sector Fund. XLF. Look at the weekly here. Ooh, look at the 5 waves, guys. That is 5 waves all day. So this is bearish to me, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is so... That looks finished, guys. Okay. That looks done. Now what? We got a 1, 2 might be finished, or it might need a little bit more. 3, 4, 5, or ABC. A, B, could be getting C right now. We might be getting a banking collapse anytime now. That's crazy. This is looking very bearish, guys. Very, very bearish. Markets are not looking good. Not looking good at all. Man, it just looks like it's about to dump, like right now. Here it goes. BTC dumping too. I mean, kind of, sort of. But not like Mana is. Mana just keeps rocking to the downside. I'm only looking at Mana because I've been trading it. And I was hoping to get a bit of a pump first before a dump. We still may. We might get a stop on here. And then up. What is that wave? What is this? This is BTC small time frame here. Man, it looks like BTC might fall off a cliff here too. ETH is broken. I mean, look at that. Look at ETH right there. A candle has broken that trend, but it's got to close. It's got 4 minutes left in the hourly. It's got a bearish look to it. It's retested. It broke, retested. Might continue now. If it breaks back in, that's a stop loss. So this is a breakout trade. You know, for people that like to trade breakouts, I'm not a breakout trader. I'm not a fan. But you know, this is an easy stop loss area. You got a break here, structure. You got to retest. This could continue falling down. They could retest this for hours, going back up before it falls. Okay, so keep that in mind. They could come back up in 3 waves, staying on the other side of that trend line, right? But that trend line kind of lets you know if it breaks back in and closes on the other side of it, then this was a little fake out right there. But that's a way to trade. A way. It's not the only way, but that's a way to manage risk around that trend line, around this break to the downside. All right. So I was looking at XLF. XLF looks bearish to me, guys. Now, I don't know exactly the wave structure here, so that's an idea. This could go up, okay, and create a big flat here in the middle where you got, so one way to look at it is the B isn't finished. And you could have some kind of 3, 3, 5, in which case you're looking for 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay. So that's a possibility here. This might have a little bit more up to go before it goes down, but ultimately that's 5 waves. We are making a top formation, looking for this thing to finish and continue to the downside. So yeah, the weekly time frame, I'd watch this trend right there for a break of that trend right there. for a signal to the downside on XLF and the banks. Okay, let's look at AMYZF, and then let's look at the CME chart. Recyclico battery materials. Okay, let's check out the... Oh, wow. It's kind of a new corporation in 2012 range, 2011. Pump. Why did it pump in 2021? What would have caused that pump? Looks like a stinking crap coin is what it looks like. We're rounding out. I mean, it's looking ready for a pump. And then a dump again. Looking like a crap coin, man. That's the way crap coins play. They look... They pump and dump. So that's the kind of price action I would expect. Some kind of zoom, boom, back down like XRP, you know. Not sure anything about that chart, but yeah, that's a buy to me. That's a buy. You get a price break out of this. You get a break out of this zone there. It's a buy, man. The weekly chart. You got a clear trend here to pay attention to. There's your stop if price gets below this line on the weekly. And here's a buy if price gets above this on the weekly. If that goes and breaks on the weekly chart, then that's a buy zone for me. So that's an easy trade right there from the RSI on the weekly chart. 3-day chart. It's already showing some bullishness here. So it's 3-day charts testing. You got a day left on this. Testing a breakout already. It might be worth firing a bullet if you're spot trading. That's bullish to me. Just looking at it. For at least a small trade to the upside for, maybe it'll double your money. Go to 60 cents, 80 cents maybe, something like that. 72 cents. All right, let's look at the CME chart and see what the CME is doing. And then we're going to call it a night, guys. I'm pretty tired. It's 11 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate the super chat, Andrew. Guys, we haven't closed this gap here on the CME. I like the look of this right here. It's got a very three-wave. Oh, come on. It's got a very three-wave shape here. But this is 3 waves. It's not 5 waves. And so that's interesting to me. So I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of C wave that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where this C wave gets up here and maybe a diagonal formation. It's a real possibility there. I like that count. It's not too bad. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is 3, this comes down 3, then all of a sudden you got 3 up, 3 down, 5 up, boom. So we come down, retest the low on CME, and then shoot up, close that gap, and then we're down. How do you like that one, Seth? So CME chart, maybe we might be coming down here, making that a 3-wave, and then another 3-wave. So that's a WXY. So we got a flat here, a WXY, and then we get it becomes a larger flat. A, B, C. Not too shabby there. Not a bad idea. I like it. There it is. All right, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna call it a night. I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for hanging out. All right, I'll see you. I'll see you through this week. And if you're not part of the Discord, love to have you. You're invited. Come on in. Find me on patreon.com/JimOfAllTrades and come on up. Come on in. All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me. And just watch out. Pumpy and dumpy or dumpy and pumpy, one of the two. Let's just watch for that liquidity grabs by the market makers this week, okay? I've offered those ideas. Just prepare yourselves for them. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.